Hello students. The subject which I am teaching you this semester, that is the third semester, it is the automotive material science, and my name is Kulvinder Singh. This is a very important subject as far as the automobile engineering is concerned. First chapter is our introductory chapter, and I would like to tell you what is the material science. Basically, material science is an interdisciplinary field involving the properties of matter and its application to various areas of science and engineering, which includes elements of applied science, chemistry, mechanical engineering, civil and electrical engineering. So basically, in every field there is the involvement of materials. So we must be aware about their application, their chemical, physical, mechanical and thermal properties, so that we can use them in an appropriate way. So let us move further. The first unit is properties of material. So we would like to start by having classification. Classification, basically engineering material is classified into two categories. First is metallic materials, you can say metals, and non-metallic materials. What are the metallic materials? Metallic materials are the metals. And how do we distinguish between metals and non-metals? It is very simple. You may have studied earlier that metals have very shiny luster, where the non-metals do not have that. And apart from that, metals possess free or valence electrons. That is why they conduct heat and electricity, where the non-metals don't. And metals usually rust, and non-metals they don't rust, so they don't corrode. So this is the basic difference between the metals and non-metals. Now metals are further classified into two categories: ferrous and non-ferrous material. Now ferrous materials, what is ferrous material? Ferrous material is one which is having which is having iron content in that. It must have the iron content in that. So, and secondly, they are attracted towards the magnet. And the opposite is for the non-ferrous. Non-ferrous materials, they do not possess any amount of iron in that, and they are not attracted towards the magnets. Now ferrous materials are further classified into another two categories: steel and cast iron. We will discuss very we will discuss it very broadly in the next chapter, coming chapter. What is steel and what is the cast iron, what is the basic difference and how to distinguish between them. Now steel is categorized into, as you can see, plain carbon steel, and alloy steel. And cast iron is classified into grey cast iron, white cast iron, malleable cast iron, ductile cast iron, nodular cast iron. And the non-ferrous material, which do not contain any amount of iron, is classified into aluminium, copper, magnesium, tin, zinc, lead, nickel, and their alloys. These are the materials you are very familiar with. You have seen it in your daily life. And another classification is non-metal materials. As I've told you, the non-metals are those materials which do not have any shiny luster, they do not pass electricity current and all that. They are further classified into organic and inorganic materials. Organic materials such as plastic, wood, paper, rubber, leather, petroleum, etc. And the inorganic materials, minerals, cement, glass, ceramics, graphite, etc. You have seen the usage of these materials into various areas, from the, if you talk about your home, if you talk about your house, you may have seen the chairs made up of plastic. You have seen the wooden work, whether it is almirah or your bed or your table, and paper, you know, the newspaper and the copies that you carry. Rubber, you may have seen, uh, also used in automobile. All right, and leather, petroleum, mineral, cement, basic building materials. So these are the basic materials which uh, you have seen in your daily and routine life. We will broadly discuss it into as we will move further. Now, moving to the next slide, there are properties of material. Properties of material is defined, is classified into three categories: physical properties, mechanical, and thermal. Today we will be discussing only in this lecture, the physical properties of the material. Now, what is the physical properties of the material? Before telling you the physical properties of the material, I must tell you what is the property of the material. Basically, properties properties of the material is the, you can say, these are the salient features of certain metals, non-metals, or you can say material, that distinguish one material to another. That for example, if we take iron, um, iron is a very, heavy material. It has a good strength, but if we compare it to the you can say that aluminium is a light material. So that so that is the difference, and obviously there is a difference in color also. Now, if you take example of the copper looks red in color, and aluminium is a silvery white color. So basically, properties helps an engineer or a metallurgist to distinguish one material from another. Now we will move on to the what are the physical properties. Physical properties refers to the physical state of the material. It has nothing to do with the mechanical forces, but rather uh, it has to do with the temperature changes and all that. It has a very wide role in industry, as you may have seen. For example, in the workshop technology, you must have studied when increases when the speed increases of a tool, then there are significant changes in the temperature, and when the temperature increases, there are significant changes in the physical state of the tool. So based on that, we can judge, or we can prevent the failure of the tool, so that the temperature does not reach beyond that. We will be able to know that what is the maximum temperature a particular tool can withstand. So based on that, it is used on a particular machine. For the high speed machine, we may have used different tools, and for the low speed machines, we can use different tools. So basically, it refers to the state of the material. Now we'll be discussing each of them. For example, luster. Now, what is luster? Luster basically represents the ability of the material to reflect light when it is finely polished. When a material is finely polished, and when you focus a light on that, it reflects light in a different manner. Some material possesses a very shiny luster, whereas some material possesses dull luster. For example, aluminium, zinc, and gold, these are the brightest, like they have brightest luster, they are bright in luster, right? Chromium, you may have seen the chrome alloys, they are shining luster, and you may have seen the cast irons, they usually have dull luster. Now, moving on to the next property, color. Color is also one of the observable physical property that you can see with your own eyes. No special type of equipment is required. So you can judge it or you can observe it with your own eye. Many materials we can distinguish it from one another by judging its color itself. For example, the color of the brass and gold, this is usually yellow, this is yellow, not usually, sorry, this is yellow, silver is white, and the copper is reddish brown, and aluminium is, you can see that this the white also, it has also the white color like silver. So tin is a silvery white material, grey cast iron is, like you can say that, greyish black. So you can basically tell, you will be able to distinguish between the copper and the gold. You can easily distinguish between the copper and the aluminium. You can say that if there are two materials placed on a table, two specimen, for example aluminium and copper, you can easily you will be easily be able to distinguish which one is copper and which one is aluminium based on the color. Now moving on to the next property, density. Density is the mass per unit volume of the substance. The materials having more weight per unit volumes are said to have higher density. Metals having less weight are of lower density. Now you may have seen the aluminium, magnesium, these materials they are the light materials, right? These materials are the light materials and they have the low density as well. Now density depends upon the temperature also, right? Now we'll move on the next property, the melting point. Now melting point is also a very important physical property. You can say the melting point when the state of a metal or material changes from solid to the liquid. So at that point, the point at which it changes to the molten state is said to have and the temperature at which it changes into the molten state is said to have the melting point of the material. Let me go to some melting point of the materials, like for example aluminium, which is a non-ferrous material. It is having a 659 degree centigrade, and the tungsten is having 3410 degree centigrade, and tin has 232 degree centigrade, and iron, you have heard about iron number of times and you know what is iron is. So iron is having 1535 degree centigrade melting point. So this is the first lecture about our introductory chapter, which is physical properties of which is the properties of the material. We will continue further topics which are left over in this chapter in the next lecture. Thank you.